The truth is, your perfect plan is killing your dreams. You've been researching, tweaking, waiting for the right moment to launch that side hustle, ask for that promotion, or chase that passion project. But the longer you wait, the heavier it feels, like you're sinking into the quicksand of your own ambition, in slow motion, while holding a vision board. Today, that stops. You're going to learn 5 real-world frameworks, the kind used by billion-dollar companies and world-changing creators. And no, this isn't one of those just believe in yourself pep talks. This is strategy, with spice. Let's kick things off with a story you probably know, but not like this. In 1994, Jeff Bezos had a high-paying Wall Street job. Comfortable, secure. He probably had monogrammed towels. Then he read a stat about the internet growing 2,300% a year. He couldn't ignore it, so he quit his job, drove across the country, and started selling books online from his garage. He built the site himself, packed boxes by hand, drove them to the post office. No tech team, no investors, no perfect plan. That messy little garage startup, it became Amazon, also known as the place where your money disappears in one click. Bezos didn't wait for a fully baked strategy. He moved when he felt the pull, not when he felt ready. And look where that got him, $1 trillion empire and, unfortunately, still no hair. And he's not the only one. Twitter, yeah, that Twitter, started as a side project inside a failing podcast company called Odeo. They had no clue it would become a global conversation hub. The first version was clunky, limited, and built out of desperation. But they launched it anyway. People loved it. Then they ruined it. Then someone bought it. And now, who knows? But the point is, it worked. Eventually. Readiness is a myth. You don't need permission to begin. And if you're still not convinced, consider this. At NASA, perfection isn't the goal. Launch readiness is. A former engineer once said, if we waited until we were 100% ready, we'd never leave Earth. Now think about that. If NASA, literal rocket scientists, are cool with launching at 80% confidence, you can probably send that LinkedIn message without checking it 12 times. Let's dig into framework number 1, minimum viable action. Everyone's heard of a minimum viable product, but what if we applied that concept to life? Melanie Perkins, the founder of Canva, didn't start by building a billion-dollar platform. Her first step? Teaching students how to use clunky design software. That experience sparked an idea, so she built a tiny yearbook tool, Fusion Books. It was scrappy, simple, not exactly Silicon Valley glam, but it worked. That tiny action evolved into Canva, the place where people create resumes, wedding invites, and passive-aggressive Instagram quotes. That's an MVA, the smallest possible step that creates momentum. Want to be a writer? Don't outline a book. Write one spicy paragraph. Want to be a freelancer? Don't build a portfolio. Pitch one human. Want to build an app? Don't hire a dev. Sketch the idea on a napkin. Bonus points if it's during brunch. Start. Let the momentum drag you forward. Here's why this works. The Zeigarnik effect. Basically, your brain is a nosy little gossip that can't stand unfinished business. Once you start something, your brain won't shut up until it's done. Use that to your advantage. And here's something that makes this even more powerful. A quote from James Clear, author of Atomic Habits. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Translation. Stop blaming your lack of progress on a lack of motivation. What you need is a system, like brushing your teeth, but for dreams. Let's move on to framework number 2. Hijack your panic button. You've got about 5 seconds after a good idea before your brain starts screaming, what if we fail and everyone laughs and the world ends? Mel Robbins calls it the 5-second rule. No, not the one about dropped food. This one's for launching your goals before your brain self-sabotages. The rule, count down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Don't think, just act, unless you're about to steal a llama. Then, maybe pause. A 24-year-old analyst used this to send a cold email to a CEO. 5 seconds of courage. Boom. She got a reply, a mentorship, a career shift, all because she hit send before her brain hit panic. You don't need to feel fearless. You just need to be faster than your inner drama queen. Now, framework number 3, launch and learn. Everyone's obsessed with being ready. But the people who actually win, they launch messy and adjust on the fly. Twitter, Canva, Instagram. All of them started awkward, and all of them pivoted based on feedback. Fun fact, Instagram started as an app for whiskey bar check-ins. No joke. It was called Bourbon, and it was a clunky mess. But the founders noticed people only used one feature, photo sharing, so they deleted everything else. Boom. Instagram was born. The place where you pretend your life is cooler than it is. Let's talk James Clear again. Before Atomic Habits, he wasn't a best-selling author. He was just blogging, repeatedly, imperfectly. He didn't wait for a deal or title, he created a system. And that's the thing, systems beat motivation every time. If motivation were reliable, gyms would be packed year-round and Kale wouldn't be sad. Framework number 4, the cost of waiting. Spoiler alert, waiting is expensive. Let's take Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson. He started posting videos at 13. They were weird, cringy, probably filmed with a potato, but he kept going. Now, he's dominating YouTube, giving away islands, building chocolate empires. Meanwhile, your cousin Dave is still thinking about launching his channel. Every day you wait, someone else is building, learning, growing. While you're busy choosing the perfect font, someone else just hit upload. Framework number 5, fear setting. Tim Ferriss came up with this for all the overthinkers. Hi, yes, totally me. Here's the method. 1. What's the worst that could happen? 2. How can I prevent it? 3. If it happens, how do I recover? Now, take Howard Schultz. He turned a tiny Seattle coffee chain into Starbucks. But before that, he had to face his worst case, losing everything, looking foolish, ending up with a really expensive espresso machine and no customers. He mapped it out, took the shot. And now, Starbucks is basically an adult daycare with lattes. Fear shrinks when you define it. Don't let blurry anxiety hold your future hostage. All right, deep breath. Let's pull this together. Within the next 24 hours, I dare you to take one minimum viable action. Send the email, make the call, subscribe to our channel, scribble the idea on a napkin. Just do the thing. And if you're still hesitating, let's play a little mind game. Picture 2 versions of yourself 10 years from now. Version old you kept planning, overthinking, watching videos like this but never acting. Version new you started messy, took the risk, learned, built something. Which one is closer to the life you want? Don't wait until you're ready. Start, then get ready. The clock's ticking. What's your move?